So this is going to be a little different from my normal videos, but this is something I've had to do with a couple of my really old dolls, and so I figure it may help other people out there as well. So sometimes vinyl, especially because the heads are put onto these posts, which could wear them out, could stretch them, etc. Sometimes the vinyl will crack, and it may not help really with visible vinyl, but for the holes, there is something you could do to help prevent cracks from spreading and also make it so that their head will be a little bit tighter after that too. I have a few really old heads in my collection. Ethan is one of them, and I think it's probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I realized that his head was cracking, and so I did a whole lot of maintenance on him then. And at that time, I did this fix I'm going to show you on his head, and I haven't touched it up at all since then. But I am probably going to touch it up now that I'm taking a look at it. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus on it. So, it's cracking again, but it took 4 years to get to this point. So, I think it's a really good fix, and it doesn't involve super glue, which can get really messy. And yeah, it helps prevent it from cracking further. In this case, I think it's just wearing out because I use Ethan so much. The head that I'm going to do this fix to fresh, actually, I didn't realize that his head had gotten this bad. If I had, I would have done it a long time ago. But Ian, one of my old Coco boys, when he first showed up here, like he'd already been used. He didn't have a face, but his head had been used on something before. And so, take a look at the inside of his head. He's actually got a lot of cracking. Like I said, I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but I remove his head quite a bit because I use him as a model for clothes, and also I'm always and forever changing his body around because he's the one where there's no way I'm going to find a body that matches him. So instead, he has a body that has every single vinyl color I can find. So I'm constantly updating it as I get different pieces. However, he needs a little TLC now. So what the fix that I do for helping the cracking heads is using liquid nails. And this is a repair adhesive. So you don't want to go and put it right on the doll after you've done this. You want to let it cure. And so his head's going to stay off for maybe like 2 days after this. And I'll actually come back after it's cured and record that too. So at the end of this video, you guys don't have to wait. It'll just be, 2 seconds for you, be 2 days for me. So the liquid nails you need to use for this has to be the white kind, not a gel. The gel is very clearly labeled. You want it to be just the regular, boop, white. Looks like toothpaste. It's kind of like I got a creamy look, not pure white in person. And then you need a toothpick because you really don't need a whole lot of this. Like I have this whole tube, but I think I fixed like 2 or 3 dolls. So you get some on your toothpick. And then you go inside of the head. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. And you want to just spread it into the crevices that have started to form. I'm going to go around my phone here. Fill in each of the crevices. Because this is an adhesive, it's also going to help glue those cracks together. But you also want to do more than just fill it. You want to build out so that their head's nice and tight again. All right. I'm going to get a little bit more for this. Because like I said, his was really bad, and I don't know how I missed it. I'm a terrible doll owner, I guess. Again, we get it in there, and then you use a toothpick to smooth it out. Smooth it around. And I'm going to fill in this crack A little bit more. See how it looks down here. Now, you can easily make it so it's not visible from the outside. I am not going to be too concerned about it here. He needs some major TLC. So I'm going to actually go a little thicker than I usually do on him because I need to fill that in so much. All right. You smooth it out. It doesn't hurt to spread it around a little bit. It just is going to make it a little bit more stable. And I actually may come back and add in even more after that dries. And if I do, I'll record it. But as long as I'm here, you get to see all the crazy stuff going on inside of Ethan's head here. Oh, I guess I took the... Oh, there you go. He's also got magnets on the inside of his head. And plus, he's got a Lelouch style... it's not an eye cradle. Crab kit. There we go. From SMD Expertin. I really don't like the CJ eye cradles, but I do like the crab kits. So I'm able to move his eyes. Actually, if I just like touch it from outside, I can usually change them. So that's how I make him do bombastic side eye. Not that he needs it. All right. Now, like I said, this has been fixed up for many, many years, but it's starting to crack a little bit. Why? Because it's been fixed for 4 years, and he's existed since 2017. So I'm gonna patch him up just a little bit. And fill in those cracks. All right. I have decided that it's going to be better if I take his eye cradle out because there were some that were slightly underneath it. So I'll have to redo Ethan's eyes, but that's okay. And just like the CJ eye cradles, the crab kits are just held in there with sticky tack. All right. This may be easier for you guys to see as well because he is milk. It's a little brighter in here. Old cocoa is not what I call dark, but it is still, darker than milk. Fill in those cracks. And then Mr. Sassy Pants will have another 4 years of use out of him. Now, this one he got a little goopy, so we're going to take this and just clean it up, make it nice and even. And now I will let him sit and dry. Let's take a look at Ian real quick. Make sure he looks nice and even too, I think. Like I said, I may end up doing another coat on him because his cracks were just so bad, but I want to let this dry first. So, be back with the second coat for Ian. Good night for now, and be back in probably 24 hours or a couple seconds for you guys. All right, we are back, and it has actually been way longer than 2 days for me. For you guys, it's only been a few moments, but this has actually been about a week and a half that I've had these guys sitting. And I did a couple more coats on Ian's neck hole just because his cracks were so bad. But focusing right through the hole, aren't you, phone? There we go. So you can see his cracks went so deep you could see them on the outside, so I made sure to fill them in. Will he need another fix in the future? Probably. But in the meantime, he will hold up pretty darn well. And then Ethan, who has been fixed before, is back here. And I actually recorded this video last night and then realized that when I watched it again today, no audio was recorded, which was awesome. So I'm redoing this. I've actually had them on their bodies for about 24 hours now. But as you can see, even like 24 hours later, I mean, the stuff isn't chipping off. It holds pretty darn well. However, it's worthwhile to take a look and see how they're doing after a few days, see if you need to do more coats, especially if you have a really, really cracked head. And as long as you can still get the neck peg in there, you can put on as many coats as you feel they need. It is not going to harm them to have a little bit extra in there. And then again, if you're coming back in a few years like I did with Ethan, that's okay. I mean, obviously you can put the fix on top of the previous fix and it still holds just fine. Now I'm going to get these guys put back together. First, let me show you how it goes in. Ooh, let's get it focused on there. So it goes in just like a normal head would, even with that fix there. I mean, Ethan has a lot of product in there, but he's still able to get that in there, no problem. I'll pull him right back off though, because I need to put his crab kit in so he can see, or rather he can give me side eye. Crab kits, unlike the eye cradles, you don't sticky tack the eyes in place. These pegs are a little sticky, so they will usually hold in place while you put it in. But the whole point of it is that they are not locked, so that you can move them around inside of their head. There we go. Right, when they go in, they're probably going to look a little cross-eyed, but they're very easily fixed. I've had him giving me side-eye for months, so I'm going to make him looking straight on right now. There we go. All right. Another thing I wanted to show off here before I close them up is the difference in head caps. So Ian uses a E.G. Kai head. So the Crimson and E.G. Kai use the same head mold. And then Ethan obviously is a Lelouch who uses a different head cap from even them. So this is a Kai head cap. And this is the Code Geass guy's head cap. And here they look pretty similar, but they are different in size. To the point where if I were to try and put Ethan's head cap on Ian, I mean, you can smash it in there, but it's too big. It, however, is a better alternative than using one of the current head caps. So if you were to put that on there, it makes it very flat. When a lot of the roundness of the Kai heads was made up in their head caps. Oh, and then if you were to put a Kai head cap on these guys, it wouldn't bridge it enough. Now with a wig, you probably wouldn't notice, and it is better than using a standard one. But yeah, so there's different head caps. And the Chitosa uses an entirely different one from all of these guys, although recently they've just been releasing her with the standard. All right. So there's Ian. Get his wig on him. And his head is so much tighter than it was. It was so loose. It was when I had on a hard bust, it was just falling off as I tried to move his head. And now it's holding very nicely. So I can't, it's not wiggling whatsoever. So this is definitely a good fix for him. All right, now Ethan's head is a little bit more crowded these days since I gave him a crab kit, but I can still get his head cap on, just a little finagling. just because it takes so much space in there. There we go. This would fit more flush if he didn't have the crab kit, but that's the price you pay when you want him to have eye mobility. Still goes on just fine. So there we go. Get him back on there. There we go. Now these guys are all set and ready for the next couple years worth of adventures. And as a reminder, you want to get the liquid nails for this. That is the white kind, or actually it's kind of a creamy color, not bright white, but it's the package it comes in. At least around here, it may differ based on where you are located. But again, you don't want gel. You want to have the white kind. So best of luck, and hope you guys are able to help save your old dolls too, and not be afraid of playing with them, because after all, that's what dolls are for, right? Take care till next time.